Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today I want to talk about how to stay positive and enjoy nature during the pandemic or during lockdown specifically. So many countries, including Germany, where I live, are in the middle of really strict lockdown restrictions at the moment. We're also in the middle of winter, which doesn't make this whole situation a lot easier. I've heard of a lot of people who are beginning to feel burned out or are in the middle of it, myself included. So, looking after your mental health and finding good ways to cope with the pandemic is still really important. I always remind myself that nature really does help, even if things seem very tough or bleak right now. It improves your mental health spending time with or in nature, and no matter where you live, nature is everywhere around us and can be found in the unlikeliest of places. So even if you can't leave your home right now, you can look out of the window and you can just observe and watch nature. So I've collected a few ideas how you can engage with nature right now, learn more about it, and even enjoy wildlife during this winter. And in a lot of places we have restrictions right now, so please also follow the latest advice of your government regarding the pandemic. I've put on a bit of bird sketching for the video part, so I hope you'll enjoy this too. These are great tits, really lovely small birds that we have here at the feeder. And yeah, so here are some ideas to enjoy nature during this winter in lockdown. So the first thing would be bird watching. Winter is a great time for birding, either from your window or in the nearest park or even out in the forest. There are plenty of species to discover. Sometimes in winter there will be different migratory species around that you can learn a lot about. I noticed that when I observe birds, I tend to immediately forget about the world around me. So birds can come very close to you if you sit still, and you can get a glimpse into the wild life of an animal. And I just find this so fascinating. Another idea is taking long walks. So if this is permitted in your area, this is a great way to be in nature and be active, get some light, and also rest the eyes on the horizon for a while. Get some movement. I have to get back into a regular walking routine myself, but it really makes a difference, and I notice this every time I'm out and about. So we can't really do a lot of longer hiking trails right now, but if you can do this, then try it out. It's really great. Then there's learning. There is so much to learn out there about nature. Reading up on different topics or watching nature documentaries can keep you busy for a very, very long time. There are so many cool things you can learn about nature. Even just reading a reference book can be interesting. And of course, there are great books by naturalists and scientists, biologists out there. Some of my favorites include the books by Bernd Heinrich. Then Cy Montgomery has a really great books about all kinds of animals. Then there are documentaries that I really like. Basically, any documentary featuring David Attenborough. And then there are a few more like my local German documentaries that I like, or books that I like. There is Peter Berthold, who's probably Germany's most famous ornithologist. So there are a lot of people who have put out great stuff about nature where you can learn and just be fascinated and maybe see places you wouldn't be able to see otherwise. So if you're into art and science, then you should definitely check out the sketchbooks of Leonardo da Vinci. I've written about this a little while back, but well, what he did and what his life was like it's absolutely fascinating, and he has great art to watch. Then there are many great explorers who kept field notes when they traveled around the world to find and describe new species, and often these field notes are beautiful works of art too. I'll leave a few links in the description of this video so you can check out the different books and documentaries and all of the stuff that I mentioned. The next thing that you can check out is the online realm. So there are many awesome wildlife webcams and online talks and YouTube channels and podcasts. And I will leave a list with some of the resources that I like to go through and some of the channels that I like. And I just want to mention one podcast that I particularly love, and this is a podcast about nature journaling by my friend Bethan Burton. She does really amazing interviews with all kinds of interesting guests, and they are all nature journaling nerds themselves. So I wanted to mention her podcast because I think it's really special, and it also has this wonderful calming atmosphere that I think we all need right now. So as I said, I will leave links in the description box. There are also many museums and scientists who are offering interesting formats that are happening online right now, like natural history museums, or some of them are doing YouTube episodes and stuff like that. Then one thing that maybe seems a little bit unlikely in winter is gardening. So for many plants, the new season has already started, and I myself, I'm currently deciding on which chili peppers I want to grow this year. So I'm preparing the seeds and, getting ready. And if you're starting this early, then you'll definitely need additional light and heat source and stuff like that. But if you start in late February or early March, then you can grow plants with natural light on your windowsill, and maybe herbs or spices and stuff like chili plants or salads. And this is really fun, and it's also a little part of nature that you can bring inside your home. So the next activity that I'm really passionate about is nature journaling or nature sketching. So this is one of my favorite things to do to engage with nature and to learn more about nature, because you can combine different activities like being outside, observing nature, and sketching. And if you simply start by noticing or observing any part of nature that interests you, then you can start bringing a sketchbook with you and make small drawings and take notes about it. If you're new to nature sketching, then I will leave a few documents or a few video links to read why and how to get started with this. You can basically combine all of the things above that I already mentioned with keeping a nature journal. So you can document all of your activities or nature encounters or your findings in the sketchbook, or even just in a notebook if you prefer written notes. That's totally fine. But I think it's just such a great activity to spend time actively learning about the things and exploring the things about nature that you love, and sort of anchoring them a little bit more in your mind with this. So it has many, many benefits, and I really wouldn't know where I would be without nature journaling. The next thing that I would like to mention is more like a tool or a strategy for drowning out noise. So there are apps and websites that have noise generators that can create nature noises. And this does sound a little bit counterintuitive, but if you're at home and if you have noises in your environment that you don't want to hear, or if you need to concentrate in a noisy environment like at your home office maybe, then you can use these noise generators. Just put them on your headphones and then listen to things like rain or thunder or wind. So you can basically transport yourself into these soundscapes. And there are things like primeval forests or warm summer nights or rain on a tent or thunderstorm. And I find these really useful to put on when I want to write, or when I'm drawing, and when I simply need to blend out and drown out all of the noise that happens outside of my room. So this is really useful, and it's also like imagining that you're outside in nature somewhere. If you're on social media, there are interesting groups and hashtags for nature enthusiasts. If you followed me for a while, this might sound a bit strange because I'm not really the typical person that will give you social media tips. I know I've been pretty strict on avoiding social media for the last few years, but after 1 year with the pandemic, I've had a lot of thoughts about it, and I think right now it can be helpful for at least a bit of social interaction and human contact when a lot of options are taken away, especially during lockdowns and when it's restricted how much people you can meet. So I'm still staying away from any Zuckerberg platforms, but I remember there even were nice groups about nature on Facebook. But right now I'm really enjoying Twitter for connecting with nature enthusiasts. And on Twitter you can use or follow hashtags like Twitter Nature Community or Breakfast Birdwatch to see really amazing posts from bird and nature lovers all around the world, and you can even add your own. I've even joined this platform to be able to follow them. And yes, I know this is probably the most shocking part of this video. If you find yourself on any of these platforms, then just make sure to set yourself limits and turn them off again after a while so that you don't get sucked in too far. The last thing that I want to mention here is reading creative blogs or taking online classes. And this is something that's more indirectly connected to nature, but I really like to read up on what other artists are doing right now, how they're handling the lockdown, and this, I don't know, this always gives me energy and fresh ideas to try out. Many artists, myself included, also have creative online classes or tutorials where you can learn sketching techniques or go more in depth and get even more input for spending your time creatively in nature. So I regularly try to support my favorite artists because I know how important it is to have access to art during hard times and how difficult the situation is for many creatives. We all need culture and arts and entertainment, and so if seeing the art of a certain artist makes you happy, then go ahead and support them. If by any chance you want to take a peek at my classes, I'll leave some links below. So I'm really thankful for all of the support from each of you that I've gotten in the past, and I try to honor it by making more posts and videos and classes about the thing that you and I love the most, which is nature. So these are my ideas for trying to stay positive and enjoying nature during the pandemic or even during a stricter lockdown. This is continuing to be very hard on all of us, and I'm collecting these ideas for myself as much as for anyone out there, and I hope there are some useful and interesting things for you to try. Bird watching always lifts my mood, as does cloud gazing and sketching birds and nature journaling. All of these things really help me to collect my thoughts and be a little bit calmer about everything. Nature can give us so much, and it's all free and out there for us if we take care of it. If you have any additional ideas or sources, then please add them in the comment section. I'm always happy to hear what you find helpful, and it makes videos like this really more valuable to other viewers too. So that's it for this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. As always, feel free to comment, share and subscribe. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you very soon. Bye!